I don't think you guys understand the repercussions that Florida is going to face. In fact, they're already facing it right now. We literally have construction sites in which it was filled with workers that are no longer there, that they have fled the states. Listen, I have a side hustle that caters to tourists when they come down here to Fort Wilderness. Last year and the year before, I was fully packed. My trailers were fully booked every weekend. This weekend, my big trailer is only going out once. And it has been a struggle renting them out. Now, I thank God that this is just my side hustle and that I really don't count this money to live on. But can you imagine other people that are have a side hustle, or this is their job full time, to cater to the tourist industry? And at this point, I understand why they're not coming, because I don't even want to be here. But if you were on Spanish TikTok, I think you would understand the gravity of this issue.
Florida is so broke right now, people are literally financing their groceries like a car note. Florida has officially turned into the second most financially distressed state in America. Of course, only Texas beat them out. When I saw it, I thought, dang, Florida and Texas are in competition with each other to see who can treat their people the worst. See, here's the wild part. A new study found that 25% of Floridians are financing their groceries using buy now, pay later. You heard that right, loans. We finance cars, homes. Some people even do it to furniture. Now it's chicken wings, bread, and milk. Honestly, it doesn't surprise me, because when you look at Florida, a huge part of the problem is the elderly. It's not like grandma can go get a side hustle at Amazon or the grocery store to make up for the money that she misses every month. The elderly don't have that option. It means that they're feeling the squeeze tighter than anybody else. And the squeeze is brutal. People are delaying payment, racking up late fees, filing bankruptcy, or just straight up not paying bills no more. That's not living paycheck to paycheck. That's survival on credit. And just note, it's not just a Florida story or a Texas story. When two of the largest states in the country are collapsing under the weight of necessities, that means it's a sign that it's happening everywhere. So if Florida is drowning while selling sunshine and palm trees, imagine what it looks like in states that don't have the tourism economy to fall back on. And quiet as kept, Florida ain't got it to fall back on no more either. So remember, America will sell you a dream, but it will make you finance the groceries just to stay alive. And if you think it's normal, then you've already accepted living in a nightmare.
Florida, the sunshine state that once used to be packed with tourists, beach lovers, and retirees chasing warm weather, the place that once called itself the vacation capital of America, is suddenly quiet. Business owners are crying out. Restaurants are half empty. The local shops that used to make thousands every week are barely getting by. It's shocking because not too long ago, Florida was booming. You couldn't walk down Miami Beach, Orlando, or Tampa without bumping into tourists. People used to drive from all over the country to enjoy the beach life, the nightlife, and of course, Disney World. But now, that same Florida is losing its charm. Nobody is visiting like before, and business owners are starting to panic. Hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I'm going to let the rest of the videos roll, then I'll come back with more commentary. Do let me know what you all think in the comment section. Credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch, then I'll come back with more.
Listen, I know this isn't going to sit well with everyone, but if you don't need to, please do not travel to Florida. Not for a quick getaway, not for a girls trip, not for the Disney vibes, nothing. The state of Florida just built that alligator concentration camp, and the city of Miami illegally canceled their November election, giving their mayor and their city commissioners an additional term in office without the voters. Let that sink in. Elections canceled. Detention centers funded. This is authoritarianism in action. And the worst part is happening in broad daylight to one of the most visited states in the country. Florida brings in over $131 billion a year, and probably even more, because that was the numbers for 2023. And the majority of that money comes from domestic travelers. Yes, some of the most deeply marginalized groups live in Florida: immigrants, Black folks, queer folks. And here's what else is true. If people don't take drastic, intentional actions, this becomes our new normal. I have worked in the travel industry for a long time, and tourism is big business. But consider every dollar spent is a vote. And right now, the state of Florida is counting on us to continuously show up, even as they strip away rights. If you are a Floridian small business, an NGO, a mom and pop shop, put the name in my comments so that folks can individually, monetarily support what it is that you have going on in Florida. Because if folks unnecessarily continue to travel to Florida, you're not just taking a trip, you are casting a vote. So make it count.
If you think about it, Florida and Nevada both have local economies that are heavily reliant on tourism. And there's been a lot of content out there recently about how Las Vegas is dead right now, which we'll go over here in just a minute. But that's another sign right there that people are pulling back and not spending the money, guys. If you don't have money to pay your car loan or your student loans or your mortgage payment, how the hell are you going to go to Vegas and spend money on expensive hotel rooms and gambling and just throwing away money you don't have? Clearly, the answer is you're probably not going to unless you're a degenerate gambler.
Florida has really changed. Prices have gone up on everything. Rent, food, gas, even basic goods have skyrocketed. The state that once welcomed families looking for affordable vacation is now one of the most expensive places to live in or visit in the entire country. You hear people saying it's everywhere. Florida used to be fun, now it's just expensive. Hotels that used to cost 100 a night are now, charging $300 or more. Restaurants are raising their prices just to stay open because utility bills and food costs keep climbing. Even locals say they can't afford to live there anymore. So imagine what it's like for tourists trying to plan a vacation. And when visitors stop coming, businesses start, going out. All those small shops and that depend on tourism, the souvenir stores, the family owns restaurant, the ice cream spot, the beach rentals, they are all feeling the pressure. Some say sales have dropped by half. Others say they have had to lay off workers. One business owner in Miami reportedly said, "We used to see lines out the door every weekend. Now we are lucky if we get a steady lunch crowd." That's how hard it's gotten. But it's not just about prices, it's about reputation too. Over the past few years, Florida has made national headlines for the wrong reasons. Political drama, extreme laws, and rising living costs have turned what used to be a dream destination into a cautionary tale.
All right, can someone explain to me what the hell is going on with downtown Orlando? I'm someone that's from downtown St. Pete, and this is literally like a dystopian hellscape. Like, there's absolutely nothing going on here. I mean, what's the deal? What's the deal, guys?
What would happen if we just didn't go to a state that really depends on tourism? What do you think would happen to that state? Florida, get it together, girl. I don't know what you're thinking, but now they want to come after Disney too. Y'all lose Disney. People are already not going to Miami. What's your plan? What's your next step? I'm curious.
So people used to go to Florida for peace, sunshine, and fun. Now many say they don't even feel comfortable visiting because of the tense atmosphere and rising hostility towards certain communities. The kind of reputation travels fast, right? Families who used to vacation there are now choosing other states like Georgia, South Carolina, or even international spots like Mexico or the Caribbean, places where they can get better prices and a friendlier environment. Even Disney, one of the biggest attractions in Florida, has seen a drop in attendance. For years, Disney was untouchable. It didn't matter how expensive it was. Families would save for years just to go. But now, even that magic seems to be fading as costs go up and people realize they can't afford it anymore. And it's not just tourists leaving. Locals are leaving too. Many Floridians are packing up and moving to other states like Texas, North Carolina, and Tennessee because the cost of living is out of control, right? Rent has doubled in some areas. A small apartment in Miami now costs more than a house in or another state. So when people leave, who is left to spend money? The businesses that once depend on the local community and tourists are now caught in the middle. They are paying more to keep the doors open, but earning less because people just aren't coming. Some restaurants have have even started closing earlier because they can afford to keep the lights on all night. Others have shut down completely after decades of service. Florida's economy may still look good on paper, but on the ground, small business owners are struggling to breathe. Many of them say they feel abandoned by the government, only focuses on politics and not the real problems people are facing. You can't brag about having the freest state in America if your people can't afford to live or eat there. Freedom, means nothing when your rent eats up your paycheck, when your store is empty, and when nobody is coming to your city anymore. This is what Florida is becoming, a place that's too expensive for the working class and too controversial for tourists. It's ironic because Florida used to market itself as paradise. Now it's becoming paradise lost. Business owners who once bragged about record sales are now posting signs saying for rent or closing soon. They are begging for help, for attention, for something to change before it's too late. Right? That's heavy statement, and it shows how deep this problem goes. Tourism is the heart of Florida's economy. When tourists stop coming, the heartbeat slows down, and if nothing changes soon, the heart might stop already, right? Well, Florida's government loves to talk about business freedom, but small business owners will tell you that freedom doesn't pay the bills, it doesn't fill the seats in restaurants, or bring visitors back to the beaches. You can't change, you can't charge luxury prices for an experience that no longer feels luxurious. What brings people back is affordability, kindness, and safety. Three things Florida's seem to be losing out on. People don't want to visit a place that feels more stressful than their own city. They want warmth, not just in welcome, but in spirit. And that's the sad truth. The warmth that once defined Florida seems to be fading away. Maybe Florida got too confident. Maybe it thought people would always come no matter what. But tourists are not loyal to overpriced places. They will always find a better deal somewhere else. Now, businesses that once laughed at, all the way to the bank are crying out for help. They are realizing that greed and neglect come with a price, and that price is empty restaurants, quiet beaches, and a collapsing local economy. If Florida wants to bounce back, it has to, remember what made it special in the first place. Affordability, hospitality, and community, not politics, not profit, not arrogance. Because if it doesn't change course soon, the Sunshine State might find itself living under permanent cloud. That's not just bad for business. That's bad for everyone who once believed in the Floridian dream. I guess that's why a lot of people are deciding to boycott and move to other states, travel to other states, travel to other countries for their vacation, right? But yeah, you guys, let me know what your own take are in the comments. Let's have that conversation. And please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. And credit to all creators on this video. See you all on my next. Bye, guys.